Now, can we start once again, everyone? Now, we'll start a very new chapter for CA Final Financial Reporting. This is also new for me and new for everyone. That is professional and ethical duty. But it is not new for the student who have already done audit, CA Final audit. I think once I say professional and ethical duty, what comes in your mind? Which chapter of audit will come in your mind? Professional misconduct. And I hope you have done in detail. If you have done audit of CA Final, but most of you might not have done also, so then it is not covered by you. And if you have done, so you all know about professional misconduct of a chartered accountant. Now, first point will come, sir, why this chapter in CA Final Financial Reporting? Can I say every chartered accountant should comply with ethical duty? But when I say ethical duty, so which duty? For the preparation and presentation of financial statement and giving report. So it means they are complying their ethical duty for the preparation and presentation of financial statement as well as giving any report, any type of report. Now, a chartered accountant can be in service or can be in practice. So when I am saying in CA in service, so they have some moral duty, ethical duty for giving or submitting any report which might not be related for the financial statement, but that report might be used for the preparation and presentation of financial statement. So whether they are complying all ethical duty or not. So of course, can I say in a way it is related to financial reporting only? Means of course this chapter in detail you will do where? In audit. Means when I am saying ethical duty of an auditor, because when I say chartered accountant, so basically the duty will come from a point of view of auditor. So detailed discussion will be done in your audit subject. And I hope you have done this chapter in audit. So you have also done the ethical duty of a chartered accountant in service also. Even though they are not auditor. Even though they are not auditor. Means can I say any CA in service may be also guilty of professional misconduct if they are not following the duty while complying the professional service in their professional duty in their service, in their employment. So what is the objective of this chapter? Means they will give one case study. Just try to understand. I am just giving what type of question they may ask. They will give one case study with a wrong accounting treatment. As we have done in analysis of financial statement chapter. In analysis of financial statement chapter, they have given one case study with wrong accounting treatment. But in that question, they have asked analyze the wrong accounting treatment. So we have given only answer based on Ind AS. As per Ind AS, these are the wrong accounting treatment. But we have not discussed any point regarding the ethical duty of a chartered accountant. Understood. But in this question, same case study will come. Means whatever case study we have done in analysis of financial statement chapter, same question may come with wrong accounting treatment. Ki directors under the guidance of a chartered accountant, whether in practice or whether in service, have done this wrong accounting treatment. Or director has forced chartered accountant to follow wrong accounting treatment. Or CA knowingly has done wrong accounting treatment to inflate profit. Or CA might not be aware about that accounting treatment. Means he is not professionally updated. He is not professionally competent. It is quite possible now amendment come, he is not aware about that accounting treatment, whatever. Then also can I say it is what? A professionally misconduct. So they will give one case study. In that first we need to identify what wrong accounting treatment has been done as per Ind AS. Then we should discuss the fundamental principle of a chartered accountant with professional misconduct. Understood? What are the duties of a chartered accountant? what appropriate action he should take, and if he have not taken that appropriate action, then he will be guilty of professional misconduct as whatever you have done in audit. So in that case, what will be the implication of that? Understood this point? So we are doing this chapter as per the Code of Ethics. Code of Ethics 2019 was developed in the year 2019. Based on this, what is the chapter name? Batao. I'll give everything in writing in this chapter. Chalega. Start writing. I hope you have understood the objective of this chapter. And before I start, let me take one question also. Means you will feel the question. Once you start feeling the question, now you will be able to understand the objective of this particular topic. Okay, na? So first I will take one question before I start the chapter, so that you will be थोड़ा सा confident about this chapter कि we know everything. चलेगा ना? Come to one question. Question number 2. Question number 1 also I can take, but let us come to question number 2. What they have given? Question number 2. Rustam Limited, a company engaged in the oil extraction, has a present obligation to dismantle the oil rigs installed by it at the end of useful life of 10 years. Understood? The concept is related to dismantling, restoration and removing the item as per India 16. It will be capitalized and we will create a provision as per India 37. Rustam Limited cannot cancel this obligation. Means it is what? Unavoidable. Means there is a either contractual or legal obligation. Cannot cancel this obligation or transfer it. Rustam Limited intend to carry out the dismantling work itself and estimate the cost of work to be 100 crore at the end of 10 years. It is 100 crore at the end of 10th year, means future expenditure, estimated future expenditure. The directors of Rustam Limited are aware of requirement of India 37. Means they know about what? India 37 requirement. Read with India 16. They also know India 16. They are aware about the accounting treatment. They know the accounting treatment. However, they propose to expense the cost of dismantling the wire leaks and when incurred with no entries or disclosure in the latest financial statement. So what they want to say is instead of capitalizing, they are charging the entire amount as an expense with no disclosure of such accounting treatment in the latest financial statement, and they have not disclosed the fact also. Understood? They argue that application of Ind AS involve judgment, and although prudence is mentioned in the conceptual framework, means what they are arguing that application of Ind AS involve judgment, to we can apply judgment, and although prudence is mentioned in the conceptual framework, so we are doing the accounting as per prudence, means we are recognizing all expenses. Bakwas, wrong accounting treatment. It is the only one among many ways of achieving faithful representation. So what they are saying, they are applying prudence for achieving the faithful representation whatever is given in conceptual framework. And this is why I have done before this conceptual framework. So aura related na conceptual framework required. Discuss whether directors are acting unethically in the above instance. Understood? And what should be the practicing chartered accountant course of action in this regard? So can you say, of course this director has done this accounting treatment. So CA as a CA, whether he is in service or whether he is in practice or whether he is a consultant, need to report it. So what is the practicing chartered accountant course? So I hope you have understood the question requirement. To discuss whether directors are acting unethically, you need to write down as per Ind AS 37, as per Ind AS 16. They have not followed these two Ind AS, therefore it is not ethical. Then we need to give answer about the we need to give answer regarding fundamental principle, which fundamental principle has not been, which has not been followed. So it means first we need to understand what are the fundamental principle of a chartered accountant as per the code of ethics. As per the code of ethics. Understood? So we are starting with the point number 1 of this chapter. First write down the chapter name. Chapter name is what? Professional and ethical duty of a chartered accountant. Understood? Write down. We are doing as per code of ethics 2019 and also Chartered Accountant Act 1949. Understood? The first point about fundamental principles to be complied by a chartered accountant. This is as per section 100 of Code of Ethics. Now this is applicable to all members of ICAI. This is applicable not only to CA in practice, this is applicable to all members of ICAI, whether they are in service or consultant or in practice, whatever. Correct now. This is applicable to all members of ICAI. It is not applicable to student, don't worry. It is not applicable to CA student, means you can do whatever you want till you become chartered accountant. Means you can also impart some professional duties na. Means you can also file a return. You can file a return na. As an article you can file return. So if you are negligent in filing the return, so right now you are not a chartered accountant. So whatever gotala you want to do before becoming CA. Once you become CA, now your sign is very important. You can't sign anything. Means before signing any document, you think 1000 times. I normally don't sign any document. Correct na? Understood na? So whenever signing a document, I need to think twice na? Correct? Yes sir. Okay. So what is the first fundamental principle? I think this point you have already done CA Inter. Correct? So if you remember integrity, objectivity, remember integrity, objectivity, can you repeat with me? Integrity, first is integrity, then objectivity, then professional competence and due care, then professional behavior, then confidentiality. These are the 5 fundamental principles. The first is what? Integrity. What is the meaning of integrity? Means honest. Means a CA should be honest, straightforward. He should be straightforward. He should follow the moral principle. So what I will do, if you read the chapter from your ICS study material, it is a very long chapter. Means reading that chapter, you will also die and you will not be able to complete it. See what to write, what not to write, you will not be able to understand. So I will just give you some keywords that you know write down in exam. If you can write down that much, you will get marks. Correct? So first, point by point you write down. Professional accountant. I will not use the word auditor because in your CA final FR exam, they will not ask you any question based on auditor. Why? They will not ask any question based on auditor. Why? Because auditor question they will ask in audit na. So here most of the question will be related to CA in service or CA as an advisor. CA as an advisor. We can be consultant also. We can be consultant na. Correct. The professional accountant should be what? Batao. should be straightforward, straightforward, and what? Honest. He should be honest in his total dealing. Got this point? Second, can I say he should be fair? He should do fair dealing, and truthfulness. I'm just giving the keywords which may be used in your solution: fair dealing and truthfulness. Then last point, write down. Not knowingly, he should not be. You can write down, he, professional accountant, should not. Understood? Not knowingly associated with report. This report can be any report. It can be a auditor report. It can be any report which is given by an employee who is a chartered accountant in their service. Correct now? So any type of report not knowingly associated with report that, point number A, write down, that point number A, contain a false or misleading statement. Understood this point? Misleading statement. Point number B, contain information provided negligently. Or point number C, omit required information. So he should not be associated with any report which contain a false or misleading statement, which contain information given in a negligent way, means not in a careful way. Understood this point? Or they omit some required information which is supposed to be given in that report. Understood? Means, can I say, if any disclosure is not given, any disclosure is given which is not correct, so it means this principle is compromised, integrity is not followed, integrity principle is violated. So from the question you have to understand which fundamental principle has been compromised. Can I say most of the cases integrity will be compromised for this type of questions. Correct? Integrity, I hope you have understood. Okay? Let's come to second point, objectivity. What do you mean by objectivity? Objectivity means not influenced by the personal interest. Means an accountant should not be influenced by their personal interest. Means, can I say professional interest should be above what? Personal interest. Understood? So that is objectivity. Means, can I say he should not be biased in giving any information. He should not be influenced by some other person in giving some information. Are you getting? It should not be in conflict of interest, conflict of personal interest. Understood? So what is the meaning of objective? Write down. Professional judgment should not be write down, biased, conflict of interest conflict of interest, or under undue influence of others, undue influence of others. Correct. Means in the last question when I have said director in the Rustam Limited wala question, director has done some wrong accounting treatment, and suppose CA has not qualified, means CA in the service has not given any report for that wrong accounting treatment. So can you say it is quite possible he is under the influence of the director? It means they have violated the which professional which fundamental principle? Objectivity. And can you say most of the cases objectivity is violated, means integrity is also violated. Integrity is also provided, because can I say in this case he is not honest also. So whenever they have violated this principle, so automatically the integrity principle will be also violated. It is not possible that he has what compromise objectivity without compromising integrity. Understood? Correct? Yes, sir. So this point number 1 and 2, point number A and B, I will say will always come in every solution. Integrity, objectivity. Understood? Then point number C. Let us. Professional competence and due care. We call it PCDC. Professional competence and due care. Means in simple word I will say any chartered accountant, whether he is in service or whether he is in consultancy business, should be updated with all the accounting standard, technical standard. Means any amendment comes, so he should be aware about that amendment before giving any judgment. Means he have not done any accounting treatment because he was not aware, it does not mean he is an honest person. Can I say it means he has violated PCDC, professional competence and due care. He was not careful in giving that judgment. So whenever any question has came where it is given that CA was not aware about this fact or this accounting treatment, it means he has violated PCDC. He has violated PCDC, professional competence and due care. My question to you are, professional competence and due care, if he has violated, means he was not aware about that accounting treatment. If he was not aware about accounting treatment, whether this objectivity and integrity will be violated. Objectivity and integrity. Objectivity, chalo theek hai, okay, because professional judgment should not be biased. In this case, he is not biased. He was not aware of that case. But can I say integrity to means just try to understand. Kahin na kahin, if you say it will be also linked. Are you able to understand? Means I am not saying it is directly linked. It is directly linked. But with PCDC, you can also mention integrity also in exam. You can also mention integrity principle has been violated. Correct na? But chalo theek hai. That we'll understand from the question given what type of solution they are giving. Just write down first. Maintain professional knowledge and skill. Understood? The second point you'll understand. Act diligently as per professional and technical standards. Act diligently. What do you mean by diligently? Bolo. Act diligently means careful. Careful. Are you getting what I am saying? He should be careful in his professional and technical standards for the any action. A third point, exercise of sound judgment in applying professional and technical standards. Just try to understand. You have understood point number A of this particular principle. Maintain professional knowledge and skill. Means suppose he is not aware about any accounting treatment. Suppose he will come in this principle PCDC. But sometimes he is not acting carefully in giving one accounting treatment. Means amendment came, but he is not acting carefully. And he is saying that I am not aware about that. So can you say in this case PCDC will be also violated and integrity will be also violated? It is quite possible that he is saying that I am not aware, but amendment came. You should be aware of that. So means whatever you are saying, you are not honest on that part. You are not honest on that part. Suppose I mean right now in the new scheme, this syllabus came. Your batch started. I have not taught you. So I know the amendment has came now. I will say I am not aware about that. So what do you think? Sir, you are not honest. Amendment came. You should read that. And you are aware of that because in YouTube channel everyone has spoken about that. You don't watch YouTube channel, sir. Just try to understand. You will say, no, sir, you are not honest. You are not speaking correct. Are you able to understand? So what I am saying with PCDC, this integrity objective may also be violated. Correct? Understood this point? So point number C also you have understood. Point number C. The first is what? Integrity. Second is what? Objectivity. Third is what? PCDC. PCDC means what? Professional competence and due care. D is what? Confidentiality. Now this point is not important from exam point of view because I have not seen any question till now. They have given I think 10 to 11 questions. In no question this is violated. So confidentiality means what? Any information which is confidential should not be disclosed. Any information which is confidential should not be disclosed. Means we should not disclose any confidential information about our client. So can you say that will actually come for a CA in practice, and they will not ask any question of CA in practice in FR exam. CA in practice they will ask where? In audit. So this point is not important for CA final FR exam because whatever question I have seen, in no question this principle has been informed. Correct? But we need to do sometimes. Suppose they ask theory question only, then you should write down confidentiality also. So in this write down confidentiality. First point, not to use or disclose confidential information of clients. Then maintain confidentially even after the end of engagement. Even after the end of engagement. Understood? Correct. But can I say in some circumstances we need to disclose all the information whenever disclosures are required by law. If the disclosures are required by law, then we should disclose the information. So that is not against confidentiality principle. Correct? For example, in any client, ED, enforcement director has done raid. So we as a chartered accountant, they will call us also. So we need to give all the information which we know. In that case, if we are not giving the information, it is not against what? If you are not giving information, that is not correct. If you are giving information to ED, that is not violation of confidentiality principle. Understood? Correct? So I'm not writing that part because that is not important from exam point of view. If you want, I can write that also. Chalega na? Yes, sir. That is not important from exam point of view, FR exam point of view. Correct? Then professional behavior. This is also important. Professional behavior. Professional behavior means, can I say, when I am saying professional behavior, it means we should comply all the requirement of law and regulation. We should comply all the requirement of law and regulation. Means, can I say, this point also will come in all the questions. Whenever wrong accounting treatment done, it means we are not complying with the rules of any law and regulation. Law will include also in the accounting standard rules. Are you getting? So this object, this principle will be also violated in every question. Can I say if professional behavior is violated, then can I say objectivity and this integrity will be also violated? Quite possible. So normally in all the questions what I have seen, integrity, objectivity and professional behavior, these three principles they have mentioned as a violation. Understood? Correct. So write down in this. Point number 1, comply with relevant law and regulations. Understood? Then write down. Avoid any action that accountant means CEO only, okay, that accountant knows or should know might discredit the profession. Discredit the profession means which profession? CA profession. That will bring a bad name to the profession. Means if you are doing any action which will discredit the CA profession, it means you are compromising professional behavior. You are compromising professional behavior. For example, you have signed a project report for the loan without applying the standard rules. Understood? So can I say it means you are just trying to avail one loan for the client without giving proper information to the bank about the liquidity or profitability position. It means, can I say, if the loan has given the, if the bank has given the loan based on your report and after some time bank reveals that okay it is against our profession, it will bring bad name to CA profession. So that is means you have compromised professional behavior. You have compromised professional behavior. And can I say if you have compromised professional behavior means you are not honest. You have not given professional judgment. You have given professional judgment on bias basis under some influence. So it means with professional behavior, integrity and objectivity will be also violated. Understood this point? Yes, sir. Correct. So these are the five fundamental principles to be complied with chartered accountant. Understood? Any doubt? Just write down one note. This point I don't know whether important or not important. Just write down note. A professional accountant However, from my point of view, this chapter should be taught by a teacher who is teaching audit. Understood now? Yes or no? Actually, this is a topic which is automatically covered in your audit, and I think in audit also they will give a case study based question related to Ind AS, in which you need to answer based on Ind AS and as per audit requirement. So actually this is chapter of audit, and good point is that audit is also in group 1. Audit is also in group 1 now. So if you are writing FR exam, so you already prepare for audit. So if you have not understood this chapter in FR, automatically you understood this chapter where? In audit. So I'm just giving a point. I'm not saying that I will not teach you. Don't take it other way. But from just try to understand. We are not expertise in this chapter. I should be honest in my partner. So I am honest. I am fulfilling the integrity point. So I am honest that we are not expertise in this. We are not expertise because I am teaching FR from the last 15 years, but I have not taught audit now. So I know audit, but we are not expertise in dealing that. Who is expertise? Audit faculty. They are not expertise in Ind AS. So I should call an audit faculty and both should teach. Am I right or not? Chalo, but that's not possible. So I am trying my level best so that you can understand. A professional accountant might face a situation in which complying with one fundamental principle conflict with one or more other fundamental principle. Quite possible. Understood this point. See, let me take one example. See, when I am saying we should be honest to report all the information, but reporting that information might be confidential. It's quite possible. I'm just taking one example. See, it is quite possible that become a confidential information about the client, but we should be honest. So, as per integrity, as per the honesty, we should report it, but it might be a confidential information. So now mismatch ho gaya. Means if we follow integrity, means we are not following confidentiality. If we are following confidentiality, we are not following what? Integrity. In that case, what we'll do? Means a situation may arise. So they have given one point. In this case, what we should do? So in such situation, the accountant must consult whom? Must consult with whom? Point number A. Correct. With others. Must consult with others within the employing organization. Means they should consult with others. Means they are senior, etc. And so they should consult. They should have a discussion with them. See what I should do. Or they should consult with TCWG. TCWG means what? You know everything. First time I am writing, so I am also writing what? Those charged with governance. Those charged with governance. Correct. Means management, etc. Those charged with governance. Detailed discussion about TCWG you will do in what? In company law, in your audit. It will be done in company law, in audit. TCWG audit. It will be done in audit. Chalo, ठीक है. I think audit में तो पक्का company law. Common law may also, I think this terminology they will use TCWG, or they should come consult with ICAI, or they should consult with any legal lawyer or advisor, legal counsel. Understood? So this point I have just given. I don't know whether it is important from exam point of view or not, but MCQ can be asked. Correct now? Understood? Correct. So this become fundamental principle. Now what to do in this chapter? Let me explain. One thing we have understood that a professional accountant should comply with all the fundamental principle. Correct. Means I'm just giving the now preview of this chapter. Whenever a question comes, what point you should write. Understood? Write down. We have understood now professional. Yeah, write down. Fundamental principle. We have understood fundamental principle. Correct. Now, in any question, you need to first identify the threads. Correct. Identify the threads for not complying fundamental principles. Understood? Then actually, after identifying the threat, we should evaluate the threads. We should evaluate the threads. Now, either the thread will be at an acceptable level, means it is immaterial, then okay, means ignore, then we'll ignore it. Are you getting what I am saying? But if it is not at an acceptable level, then what we should do? Are you getting what I am saying? What we should do? We should eliminate the threat, or we should reduce the threat at an acceptable level, at an acceptable, which can be accepted, acceptable level. Are you getting what I am saying? Have you understood? We should either eliminate or reduce, means for this purpose we should take appropriate action. Appropriate action means we should do correct accounting treatment if some wrong accounting treatment has been done. Are you getting? Or we should apply necessary safeguards. Apply necessary safeguard. Are you getting? Have you understood this point? Means you should report the information to the party concerned, to the stakeholders, apply necessary safeguards. Understood? not able to do so, means they are not able to take appropriate action, or they are not able to take necessary safeguards. Quite possible. Means first they should take appropriate action, but they are not able to take the appropriate action. Then what they should do? So can you say, in this case, they should disassociate with engagement immediately. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Even though they are in service, they are not able to take appropriate action, or they are not able to apply necessary safeguards. So they should disassociate with the company immediately. If they are in as a consultant, they should disassociate with that engagement. Understood this point? Correct. Disassociate with the engagement. And if they are not disassociate, if no disassociation, means they don't want to disassociate and they are not taking appropriate action, so then they are guilty of professional misconduct. So at the end they become what? Guilty of professional misconduct. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Means initially wrong accounting treatment done. So when wrong accounting treatment done, it does not mean they become guilty of professional misconduct. Are you able to understand? So wrong accounting treatment done, but they are not taking appropriate action, and they are not able to take appropriate action also, and they are not disassociating with the engagement, then they become guilty of professional misconduct. Have you noticed steps? Means this will be helpful to you to write down the solution. So if no disassociation, correct, then they will become guilty of professional misconduct. We'll call it as a PM in this chapter. PM, professional misconduct. I will not write down barbar professional misconduct. It means just try to understand. When you are writing a solution, so in exam, this will be your first point. Identify the wrong accounting treatment and the possible threats. Correct. And of course, you need to also give the reference of fundamental principle violated. This is the first point. Correct. Second, we need to write down about what? Take appropriate action. What will be the appropriate action taken? And the third point, third point is what? If you are not able to disassociate with the engagement, then this becomes professional misconduct. So under which clause you will be guilty of professional misconduct, that will be mentioned. This is third point. So entire solution will be divided into three para. First, the wrong accounting treatment and which fundamental principle you have violated. First, the wrong accounting treatment, that to in every previous question also we used to give. Suppose they have given incorrect treatment. So we have done that type of question, like as per India 16, as per India 37, they have done wrong accounting treatment. We have done this much only. But now we'll move some step forward. Are you getting? So we'll then write down which principle we have violated, what appropriate actions should be taken, and if not taken, under which clause will be what? Guilty of professional misconduct. Means for FR this much only. In audit, I think 4 or 5 classes will be taken. It will be a class of 4 or 5 class. Means I think 20 hours, minimum 20 hours. So I need to complete in 3 hours. So there is a difference. Correct? Now write down. This is the point number 1 we have completed. This was point number 1, fundamental principle. We will now take point number 2 and point number 3. Point number 2, let us come to point number 2. Point number 2. देखो, guidance or appropriate action. Correct. Now, from my point of view, in exam, you should not write down much about this appropriate action. However, in the solution, they have done in detail. Just try to understand. Whenever this question will come, this question will be of 8 marks. This question will be 8 marks. Can I say 4 marks to identify the wrong accounting treatment only? Because we are actually dealing with Ind AS. The basic focus will be in Ind AS accounting. So first we need to write down as per which Ind AS what wrong accounting treatment done and what is the correct accounting treatment. That will be of 4 marks. Balance 4 marks will be for what they, all these 3 points. So if you write down, kitna likhoge? How much you write down? In the solution, they have given the solution of more than 1.5 pages. That much we can't write. That much we can't write. So how to write down that also we need to understand. So what I will do, I will draft one solution at the end, and that will become a sample piece of solution for other question. Means you read the solution from ICAI study material, but in drafting time you use the solution whatever I have given. Got this point? Yes, sir. So this will be divided in 2 parts. One is CA in service. CA in service. However, most of the question in ICAI study matter is related to CA in service. So CA in service is more important than CA in practice from exam point of view. Got this point? However, they have not given any question for CA in practice. They have given CA as an advisor. So CA in service or CA as an advisor. Advisor means what? They are not the employee. They are acting like a professional in that company. But they are not auditor also. They are not auditors. Understood? In this, first point will be spatial guidance. Spatial guidance. Point number 1 write down in this. Point number 1. First is conflict of interest. Conflict of interest means there is some conflict of interest in the question. Are you getting what I am saying? Means objectivity is violated. Objectivity is violated. They are not acting as per the, means they are for professional judgment. It is conflict of interest. Yes, sir. Right on. In this case, what they should do? Right on. Withdraw. They should withdraw from decision making. Decision making and inform this to those charged with governance. TCWB. Those charged with governance. Otherwise disclose conflict in report. Conflict in report. Understood this point? Correct? Understood. Means what they want to say, suppose I am just giving one example. I am just giving example ki directors are given bonus based on profit. Understood? Now directors, because there was no profit in that particular year, directors asked accountant that do some accounting treatment such that profit is inflated. So that is as per, that is what? Conflict of interest. So what is the appropriate action in this regard? They should withdraw from that decision making. They should not involve in that, and they should inform those charged with governance. Or if suppose that accounting treatment is done and they are not able to inform to those charged with governance because they are also the part of what? That wrong accounting treatment, quite possible, then disclose that conflict in their report. In their report. Then, second, this is important because most of the question will be regarding this. Preparation and presentation of information if some accounting treatment is done which is not as per the which is not justified for the preparation and presentation of information, so we need to discuss with management or those charged with governance and get it corrected. Understood? Means whatever question we have done about Rustam Limited, in that case, what should be the appropriate action? They should discuss this point with the management and those charged with the governance, and they should correct it before finalizing the financial statement. And they are not correcting it, it means they become guilty of professional misconduct. Understood? Point number 3. Inducement. What is the meaning of inducement? Bolna re. Means accepting some gift, reward, inducement. Understood? Correct? So it means including gift and hospitality. Correct. Means just try to understand, as a CA in service, some reward is given to you. So you should be alert. For that reward, you should not do any wrong accounting treatment. Understood? So you should be alert in that situation. Some unnecessary gift came to you, to your family member. You should be alert in complying with your ethical duties. Correct now? In this, remain alert. Remain alert to a potential threat to compliance with fundamental principle Understood? Correct? Created by offering of an inducement. Correct. Understood? Only this point means what? Just try to what I am doing. I am just giving one line. So that this much you should write down. If you read the ICAI study material, they have given one para of come se come 10 lines. So I am just making it easy for revision purpose. And if you write down this much, now job done. Got this point? Point number 4. Have you done the same thing in your audit? This type of discussion you have done. This discussion you have done. This about the appropriate action. I don't know whether you have done or not. Non-compliance with laws and regulations. Means when I was studying this chapter to teach you, I went back to my CA days. अचानक से everything came to me, audit, such a big book, used to study, so much points were there, and once again horrible situation came to me. Remember this CA days, means I just like to share some of the experience. Means I passed in the year 2005. Right now it is 2023. How many years? I don't count also now. Initially we used to count 5 years, 6 year experience, 7 year experience. Now क्या count करना छोड़ दे. Means initially I used to say I am 5 year experience, 6 year experience. Now it does not matter for me. It is how many years? 23 minus 5 means 18, na? 18 years. 18 years. But believe me, now also sometime I'll get a dream that I am writing exam and I am failed. And I am saying true. Means it is what? With integrity. Now also sometime in my dream I'll go to exam hall. Before that I am preparing for the exam with a lot of books in front of me, and I'll go to exam hall and exam result will come after the immediate after exam and I'll fail. This is CA exam. This is what the CA exam experience. Means 18 years हो गया pass हुए, well successful person. Then also I am getting a dream that I am not able to write exam and I am failed there. This is only because of CA exam. And this will come to you, means when you are doing a study now, this will means after one day you will get this type of anxiety. I will fail, I will fail, I will fail. If I am getting right now, so you will also get now. You will definitely get. You will get dream also. But you need to hold your emotions. It came with everyone. If you can hold it, you will pass. चलेगा? Non-compliance of laws and regulations. I think this is not so much important from FR exam point of view. But if suppose they ask you if there is some non-compliance of laws and regulations, so what will be the appropriate action in that regard? So you need to first obtain understanding of non-compliance. See, what was the non-compliance? Point number B, you need to address such non-compliance with management or those charged with governance. Then you should determine the need for further action you should determine the need of further action, whether any other action is required. Understood? Then you should seek advice from senior, etc. Understood? Senior means it can be legal counsel, etc. If you need to take some advice, it can be ICAI also. Correct? Discuss matter with appropriate authorities. चलेगा? Non-compliance with laws and regulations. This is not so much important from exam point of view. Point number 5. Madam, pressure to breach fundamental principle. This is important. Miss, can I say, just try to understand. Pressure to breach fundamental principle. Now you are in service. Are you getting what I am saying? You need to give a report in that case, and your management is saying that if you will not give correct report, will what, terminate your job. Now you are what, married person. You not, I am also I am married person, but you will be also sometime married person. Whether you will be under pressure or not, you require that job. So now it is under pressure to breach fundamental principle. That situation may arise or not. That situation may arise. In this case, it can be, this pressure can be either explicit or implicit. Implicit, correct? The simple point, disclose this point to whom? Disclose to those charged with governance. Means in this case only to disclose the information that you are under pressure, what I should do. If you are not disclosing to those charged with governance, means you become guilty of professional misconduct. Means you are not honest in that case now, if you are favoring the wrong accounting treatment. Understood now? Means you are doing some wrong accounting treatment under pressure, and what is the pressure that you need to leave the job? It does not mean you are honest. It does not mean you have followed integrity principle. Got this point? Under pressure, if you are doing wrong treatment, it means you have violated integrity principle, fundamental principle. Got it? If you have disclosed that point to those charged with governance, means you have taken appropriate action. Now you will not be guilty of professional misconduct. Correct. This was what? Special guidance. Point number 1. Then item point number 2. General guidance. General guidance means if specific guidance can't be applied, means just try to, it is as simple as, what is the meaning of special guidance? Means suppose something happened in your family. I should not say like this. This is a wrong example. Understood now? Correct. But let me take one example. There is Mr. Ram, and from Mr. Ram something bad happened in their family. Some wrong happened in family. So first he will inform to whom? Internal people or external people? Internal parties. The special guidance what? First discuss with the internal parties. Management, those charged with governance, try to rectify the error. This is special guidance. But if you are not able to rectify the error, you are not able to inform to the internal parties, because it is quite possible the fraud whatever has done, that is done by internal parties only, then go to outside parties. Normally we do that only, na? First we'll discuss internally. If that also is not possible, then we'll discuss what externally. This will happen when there is some family dispute. Whenever there is a family dispute now, so internally if the result is not coming, they will call what? External parties. External party means, I have also observed that when my father and my father brother, what? From a nuclear family, from a joint family, they what? Separated. So at that point of time, I was very small at the point of time. I was, I think, 8 years or 9 years. So I have seen that all the friend also has come. Their friend who were part of the meetings. It means if suppose internally we can't discuss, we'll call what? External party. So normally we do this type of, we also take care about this point in our day-to-day decision also. Correct. So general guidance means what? Point number 8, consult with whom? Consult with ICAI. Consult with ICAI. Point number B, consult with legal counsel. Are you getting what I am saying? Last, which is only when relevant, consult with auditor if required. If required, give that information to the auditor if required. Understood this point? General guidance. But general guidance can be applied when specific guidance can't be applied. Means it can in exam question, so in exam question they will not give you anything about specific guidance now. The first preference should be given to specific guidance only. So you will not write general guidance by your own. But can you see if you want to improve the question, you can write down that also we can consult ICAI, we can consult auditor, etc. to improve your solution, to inform that we know everything. Correct now? Understood? Understood? No. Write down. Lastly, if lastly resign from employing organization. Means if appropriate action can't be taken, resign from what? Employing organization. Understood? This entire discussion we have done for which CA, which are in service. Understood? Now let us come to point number B. Point number B. CA in practice. But normally in exam they will not ask a question about practicing chartered accountant. So basically I should write down CA as consultant. Can I write down CA as consultant? So I write down CA in practice. CA in practice means you can write down either acting as advisor or consultant. Because in FR exam they will not ask question of what? Auditor. Are you able to understand? So whenever they say consulting party advisor, so just try to understand this is CA in practice. CA in practice. So they are not in job. So don't give this upper wala point. This will be very easy. In this case, no much discussion required. Point number A, write down. Whenever there is a CM practice and appropriate action is required, so they will give guidance to the management or those charged with the governance. Correct now? Means just write down guidance. They will guidance to management for appropriate correction and then disclose in what? Disclose in their report. If not corrected, collected or withdraw from engagement. Understood? This point, madam, one note. If appropriate action is not taken, then CA will be guilty of what? guilty of what? Professional misconduct, PM. Then he will be considered as guilty of professional misconduct. So now we need to understand whenever there is a professional misconduct, which clause will be applicable. Last point, conclusion. Conclusion point that he is a guilty of professional misconduct under which clause of CA Act 1949. So now whatever we were discussing, that is as per CA Act 1949, guilty of professional misconduct. I hope correct only, na? Yes, sir. So there are many clauses given in what? I don't know, part 1, part 2, second schedule, first schedule. I am not a party to teach you that. So I'll be discussing those clauses which will be relevant for the solution of FR exam. Detailed discussion, audit faculty. Okay, understood? So last topic, point number 3 from exam point of view is what? Professional misconduct. This was point number 2. Point number 2 ka we have done A and B. Then point number 3. Professional misconduct. I'll give you conclusion in law language, because can you see they will see the first part and the last part of the solution normally. First part you are expert in Ind AS accounting, you need to write down. Then integrity objective, just highlight that point. Means if you write on integrity objective with capital letter, now they will understand, actually you know integrity objective, they will not read whatever you have written for that particular point. Then they will read the last point, whether last point is correct or not. Conclusion is very important. Conclusion is very important. Okay. So first, professional misconduct, we are doing point number A for CA in service. Now for CA in service, which clause is applicable? We are discussing clause of CA Act na. So for them, clause 1 of part 2 of second schedule is applicable. This clause 1 part 2 of second schedule, this must be mentioned in the exam. Of which act? We are doing this is as per CA Chartered Accountant Act, CA Act 1949. Understood? Correct? Add on in this. A member of ICAI, they are a member of institute. I am writing member of ICAI. Chalega? Member of ICAI, whether in service or practice. This point is applicable to both. So this is general point. Are you getting what I am saying? Have you understood? A member of ICAI, whether in service or practice. Correct. Shall be deemed to be guilty of what? PM. PM is what? Professional misconduct. Guilty of professional misconduct if he contravenes any provision of act, regulation under that act understood, and guidelines issued by the council, guidelines issued by the council, understood. So if he contravenes any provision of act, which act? CA Act, Companies Act, which act? C Act. Now we are discussing C Act. Provision of C Act 1945, regulation under that act means C Act 1945, guidelines. So now I have to say, what is this guidelines? Guidelines, correct, better. As per chapter 2 of Council General Guidelines, this chapter 2 is applicable to CA in service. Guidelines. A member of ICAI who is employee shall exercise due diligence. This is keyword, due diligence. Due diligence and shall not be grossly negligent in conduct of his duty. In conduct of his duties. If you write on this parana, you get full marks. Means in every question I have seen at the end they are closing with these two para. I will inform you. Can we write on as it is? Starting though you can write down accounting part because that will depend upon the which accounting treatment they have asked. So we can't memorize that. That will be based on India's language. Then integrity, objectivity will लिख लोगे. Correct ना? Only this clause ending point. So this is what whenever they see in service question means whenever there is an employee question, chartered accountant is in employee. So you should write on conclusion part. As per clause 1, part 2 of second schedule of company Chartered Accountant Act 1945, a member of ICAI, whether in service or in practice, shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he contravenes any provision of the Act, regulation under the Act, or any guidelines issued by the Council. As per the chapter 2, if you don't write that also, as per the guidelines issued by the Council, you can add on this also, as per the guidelines issued by the Council. As per the guidelines issued by the Council, a member of ICAI who is in employee shall exercise due diligence, and shall not be grossly negligent in conduct of his duty. Grossly negligent means he should not be careless. What is the meaning of grossly negligent? Means he should not be careless, na? Correct? Means he should not be careless in conduct of his duty. चलेगा? This you have understood. Only one clause, clause 1 is applicable for CA in service. Correct? Now let us come to point number B. Point number B, CA in practice. Once again, CA in practice, but as per our exam question, it should be consultant or advisor. Are you getting what I am saying? Advisor. Chalo. So in this, it will be as per part 1 of second schedule. Part 1 of second schedule. Now there are 4 clauses. Clause 5, 6, 7, 8, which can be a part of your solution. Understood? Means it is quite possible 5 and 7 or 6 and 7, or it can be 6, 7, 8 also. So you need to understand which clause is applicable. If you are not able to understand, write all clause and count. I will say. Correct now. If you are not able to understand, write on as per clause 5, as per clause 6, as per clause 7, as per clause 8. Clause 8 is not much important, but 5, 6, 7 are important. A CA in practice means I am writing in a law language, this particular point, because conclusion will be this only, and they will give marks based on this. Chalega na? A CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he, this is common for all clause. Understood? This first line is common for all clause. Then add on clause 5. Clause 5. So if your answer is based on clause 5, so you write on as per clause 5 of part 1 of second schedule of CA Act 1949, a CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he, understood? If he fails to disclose a material fact known to him which is not disclosed in financial statement. Understood? So if any information is not disclosed in financial statement and that CA failed to disclose that material fact which is known to him, then he will be guilty of professional misconduct under clause 5. Understood this point? I think no explanation required. Means why not no explanation required? Because after reading Companies Act, audit, then income tax, you are used to this type of language. Correct now? Now, second, if he fails, clause 6, fails to report a material misstatement known to him to appear in financial statement. To appear in financial statement means if any wrong accounting treatment has been done in the financial statement and he fails to report that misstatement, then he will be guilty of professional misconduct as per clause 6. So what is the difference? You understood now? Fails to this first clause 5 is what? fails to disclose a material fact which is known to him and which was not disclosed where? In financial statement. That was not disclosed in the financial statement. Correct. Means if the last question Rustom Limited, I think in the question what was given, you can see the directors are aware they have done wrong accounting treatment, misstatement, and they have also written that see, they have not disclosed also somewhere with no entries or disclosure in the latest financial statement. Means they have not done any entry and they have not disclosed in the financial statement. So this become wrong accounting misstatement as well as no disclosure. So in this clause 5 will also come, clause 6 will come, but this will be a question of CA in service. I don't know, I forgot it was a question of CA in service or CA in this will be a question of CA in practice. If it is CA in service, then only clause 1. So in this question, I think this chartered accountant practice, and what should be the practicing chartered accountant? देखो practicing chartered 5 6 appear हो गया. चेक करते हैं क्या लिखा हुआ. Let's see. Clause 5 clause 6. Understood? अभी 7 तो बताना है. Are you able to understand what I am saying? In this 5 भी लग गया, 6 भी लग गया. Are you able to follow me? Now, it is quite possible in some question only clause 5 will be applicable, in some question only clause 6 will be applicable. It might be also a situation that you need to understand. Be careful about that. Understood? Come to clause what? 7. Clause 7. Does not means if he does not, यहाँ से if he, if he does not exercise due diligence or is grossly negligent in the conduct of his professional duties. Yeah, this is similar to what this point, whatever is given in the chapter 2 of Council General Guidelines, that employee has not exercised due diligence and shall not be grossly negligent. Same thing is given. He does not exercise due diligence or is grossly negligent in the conduct of his professional duties. So can I say just try to with 5 this 7 is what? Free. With 6 this 7 is free. So wherever you are saying clause 5, clause 7 will also come. Because can I say he does not exercise due diligence in conduct of his professional duties. With 6 also 7 will come free. So it means either it will be 5 7, it will be 6 7, it will be 5 6 7. That you need to understand. So in simple word, whenever there is a misstatement only, what will come? 6 7. Whenever there is non-disclosure, 5 7. Both 5 6 7. Abhi 8 hai. In one question there is clause at 8 also. In one question they have given clause 8. Means in only one question they have mentioned clause 8. Are you getting what I am saying? Fails to obtain, when he fails to obtain sufficient information which is necessary for expression of an opinion. Understood? Now when I am saying about that professional competence and due care, when he was not aware about the Ind accounting standard, then so you will say I am not covered in clause 5, I am not covered in clause 6 because I am not aware about that. So if I am not aware, how can I disclose? If I am not aware, how can I find out the material misstatement? Correct ना? Give me some chance. I have recently become chartered accountant. Correct ना? हो जाता है गलती, माफ कर दो. Then he will be covered where? In clause 8. Understood? He fails to obtain sufficient information. He should obtain sufficient information which is necessary for expression of an opinion. So, if there is a PCDC wala point, then clause 8 will come. Understood this point? But this clause 8, when he fails to obtain sufficient information, means this is the last point. Whenever question says that, then write, otherwise don't write. Correct? Means I hope you have understood this point. Whether I should give a summary, you have understood. Summary understood now. Once again I will say, whenever there is only material misstatement, and he fails to identify that material misstatement, then clause 6 and clause 7. Whenever non-disclosure of any point which is known to him, understood now? This word means which is known to him. So whenever there is a PCDC wala point, they can avoid this now. Sir, I was not aware about this. Sir, I was not aware about this. Therefore 5 and 6 is not applicable. If 5 and 6 is not applicable, then clause 7 is also not applicable. Then you will be covered in clause 8. So when non-disclosure about the point which is known to him, then it is 5 and 7. So 5 and 7, 6 and 7, both 5, 6, 7. And whenever he is not aware, that information is not known to him, that accounting treatment was not known to him, then he will be covered in clause 8. Understood? With this, we have completed this chapter successfully. Because I am also teaching for the first time. I hope you have understood or not. First chapter you have understood or not. Coming to the question, that is, believe me, it is not so difficult. But when you read solution, you will think this much we should write down. So I will just give one sample solution which you can use in all the solution. But solution might change because clause will change. Correct? So let us read one question and with solution. I will also read the solution. First I will give you the solution. Itna bada solution. You need to understand what is the requirement of ICAI. How can we draft solution in exam? So one question, can you give me permission to give one solution to you? Only one solution. And then balance question we can discuss, or you can read also by own. Believe me, balance question all you can read. You will understand. You want me to read all the questions? बोलना रे सर, छोड़ो ना सर, पूरा पढ़ लेंगे. We are expert. But one question I will give. Info Star Limited, and from my point this question will be only asked. First question they will ask. Achha, one question mandatory from this chapter. Huh? Mandatory, 100% it will come. 100% of, from my point is 6 to 8 marks. Abhi weightage we don't know, but as per my probability it will be 6 to 8 marks. Correct? So important chapter, and they will ask question as it is, they will give. Only they will change the number. So all questions are important. Infostar Limited is a listed company engaged in the provision of IT service in India. The directors are paid a bonus based on the profit achieved by the company during the year. As per the bonus table given below, range of PAT bonus to director less than 1 crore, 1 crore to 5 crore, 5 crore to 10 crore, nil 2%, 4%. The draft statement of PL for the year ended 31st March 2002 currently show a profit of 2 crore. 2 crore means it will range will come यहाँ पर 2% issue. On 25th March 2002, Infostar Limited sold land located adjacent to its head office to a third party, Just Limited, for a consideration of 40 crore. So 25 March 2002, the company has sold land located adjacent to their head office to a third party. Okay, sir, they have sold at rupees 40 crore with an option to purchase the land back on to 25 May 2002. But the option to purchase, which concept? कहाँ पढ़ा? Repurchase agreement. Which Ind-AS? Forget. Up to if you forget Ind-AS, then so how can we write down? अच्छा, which Ind-AS ये बता दो. Accounting statement I will give. Whether it is a sale, it is not sale. अच्छा, sale तो which Ind-AS? Revenue which Ind-AS? Ind-AS 115. We have done one topic, repurchase agreement, call option, put option, forward contract, call option. Remember, if the repurchase price is less than original selling price, we have done in two parts. Call option ka. Call option means right to buy back. So it is a call option. It is a question of call option, na? Call option, right to buy back. So whenever there is a call option, so control is not transferred. It should not be regarded as a sale. It should not be regarded as a sale. Correct. And if the repurchase price is less than original selling price, then difference will be accounted as a lease income as per Ind AS 116. Remember. And if the repurchase price is more than original selling price, then it will be a financing arrangement. And the difference is we need to apply Ind AS 109, and the difference will be accounted as an interest over the period of contract. Understood? Repurchase arrangement. Will I go to Ind AS 15? You want me to go back to Ind AS 15? We have done this concept. With an option to purchase the land back on 25th May 2002 for 40 crore plus premium of 6%, but it is which? It will be regarded as a lease contract or as per financing arrangement. Financing arrangement. The amount received from the transaction eliminated the bank overdraft of Infostar Limited as on 31st March 2002. But whatever amount received that has been paid to the bank to eliminate bank overdraft. But can I say this can be done? In this there is nothing wrong. Whatever amount received, they will give to what? Bank overdraft for repayment of loan. On instruction of CFO of a company who is a CA, but in service, in practice. In service, the transaction was treated as a sale, including the profit arising on disposal in SOPL for the year ended 31st March 2002. Why they have regarded it as sale? Because they want to increase the profit so that it will increase the bonus to directors. Means what journal entry they have done? Bank to what? Bank to asset. Bank is how much? 40 crore. They have not given the carrying amount of the asset, and the difference will be gain on sale, and this gain on sale will increase the profit. Suppose the carrying amount is 20 crore, so 20 crore become the profit, and 20 crore, this 2 crore will become not 22 crore, 22 crore, so it will come, it is to above 10 crore. I'm just taking one example. So it is nothing but to inflate the profit, to increase the bonus. Manipulation, understood? Correct? Required. Discuss the ethical. Now whenever ethical means this chapter, if they have said only discuss accounting implication, then this is analysis of financial statement chapter. Analyze the wrong accounting treatment, then which chapter? If they say analyze the accounting treatment as per relevant Ind AS, then this is not a part of this chapter. Now, they will say discuss the ethical and accounting implication of the above issue with respect to chartered accountant in service, referring to the relevant Ind AS wherever appropriate. Correct. First, do you want me to read the solution or I'll give answer? Huh? एक बार पढ़ लेते हैं. Let's see what the quality of the solution, because my quality will be less quality, because I'll use simple word. This is for us a high quality. If you can write down this much, you write down this much only. Let us see. Accounting treatment. The sale of land meet the condition specified in Ind AS 105 for qualifying as repurchase agreement, as Infostar Limited has an option to buy back the land from Just Limited, and therefore control is not transferred, as Just Limited ability to use and gain benefit from the land is limited. Infostar Limited must treat the transaction as a financing arrangement and record both the asset and the financial liability. Infostar should not have de-recognized the land from the financial statement. This is the correct accounting treatment, because the risk and reward of ownership are not transferred. Thus, the substance of the transaction is a loan of 40 crore with 6% premium on repurchase, effectively reflecting the interest payment. Recording the above transaction as sale is an attempt to manipulate this word we'll also use, is an attempt to manipulate the financial statement in order to show a higher profit and more favorable cash position. The sale, now correct accounting statement, the sale must be reversed and land should be reinstated at its carrying amount prior to this transaction. Then they have given ethical issue. Understood this point? Accounting treatment. Then chartered accountant are required to comply. Achha, in this, what fundamental principle you will say? Which fundamental principle has been violated? Whether integrity is violated, whether they are honest, no. Objectivity, okay, they are under the influence of director, or can I say it is done, professional judgment has been given without, which is a conflict of interest. Understood? Yes, sir. So this year objectivity also there. Whether PCDC, professional competence and due care, whether CA was aware about this accounting treatment, not given the question. Whether he is aware or he is not aware about this accounting treatment, that is not given. Okay, we should assume he is aware only. How can we assume that he is not aware? Are you getting? And can you see, if you are writing PCDC, then there will be doubt about integrity and objectivity, whether that is violated or not. So better I will say, if nothing has been given, always assume that he is aware about the accounting treatment. Means he was knowing about accounting standard, in accounting standard 115 and 116. So we will not discuss anything about PCDC in this question. Am I right or not? Because assumption required na. Then whether confidentiality will not come in any question. Because confidentiality means auditor question they will not ask. Then last point, professional behavior, whether he has violated professional behavior, compromised professional behavior. Yes, he has done action which will discredit profession, which with integrity, objectivity, professional behavior will also come in every question, because he has done something which is against the profession, he is improving the, manipulating the account, he is doing some window dressing. Correct now? Yes, sir. So C are required to comply the fundamental principle laid down in the code of ethics. This include acting with integrity. It appears that integrity of CFO is compromised in this situation, as he had accounted the transaction as a sale, not as a loan or financing arrangement. The effect of accounting it as a sale just before the year end is merely to improve the profit and eliminate the bank overdraft, and thereby making cash position seems better than it is. But can I say cash position? So even though they are doing which transaction, correct transaction, then also cash position will remain same, na? Means they have done sale transaction. What generally they have done? Bank account debit to sale. And when I will do financing transaction, bank account debit to loan, the cash position will remain same, na? I don't know understand why they are writing about cash position. They are making the cash position seem better than it is. Cash position will remain same, na? Arey bhai, you have done one journal entry, cash account debit to sale, means asset, whatever. So whatever cash received, and when you have passed journal entry for loan, cash account debit to loan, the cash position will remain same. Your loan will increase, your liability will increase in this case. Understood? Number chalo theek hai, I am not going against the solution. Seem better than it is. This effectively amount to the window dressing. This word also will try to use. Manipulate the accounts, attempt to manipulate, and window dressing. This effectively amount to window dressing, which is not honest, as it does not present the actual performance and position of Infostar Limited. This is the point which you should write down. Understood? In your solution. This accounting treatment amount to window dressing, which is not honest, as it does not present the actual performance and position of company. Correct. Accountant, the next point. Accountant must also act with objectivity, which means they must not allow bias, conflict, and undue influence of others to override the professional or business judgment. Therefore, the management must put the interest of the company and the shareholders before their own interests. So management must put the interest of the company. The pressure to show profit and achieve a bonus is in self-interest of the director and seems to have been partially driven the transaction and subsequent accounting which is clearly conflict of interest. But from this solution, as I like that they are saying about director, but they should say about accountant now. They started with accountant, then they came to director. The actor can do anything. The actor is not a chartered accountant. We are discussing about accountant who is in service. ठीक है ना? It is further necessary for the accountant to comply with the principle of professional behavior. देखो, they have also written professional behavior, which require compliance with relevant rules and regulations, laws and regulations. In the instant case, the accounting treatment is not in conformity with Ind AS. The given fact do not make it clear whether CFO is aware of this or not. देखो, they have also written. चलो ठीक है. Understood this point? So the given fact do not make it clear whether CFO is aware of this or not. If he is aware, means they are also taking assumption. We will also write down that also. If he is aware but still applied the incorrect treatment. So we have also taken that assumption only if he is aware. He is not comply with the principle of professional behavior. But if he is not aware, then PCDC, professional competence and due care. It may be that he was under undue pressure from a director to record a transaction in this manner. If however he is not aware that treatment is incorrect, then he is not comply with the principle of professional competence as his knowledge and skill are not updated. So we'll write down both. They have also taken an assumption, so we'll also take assumption. Correct na? In the solution they have taken assumption na? Are bolna rahe? Yes sir. In such case, he is subject to professional misconduct under which clause? Only one clause. Clause 1 of Part 2 of Second Schedule of CA Act. Clause 1 of Part 2 of Second Schedule of CA Act 1949. Clause 1 states that a member of the institute who is in practice or who is in service shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he contravene any provision of the Act or the regulation under the Act or any guidance issued by the Council. As per the guidance issued by the Council, a member who is employed shall be exercise due diligence and shall not be grossly negligent in the conduct of his duty. Same to same that para what I have given. Same to same. This last para to as it is likhna. As it is. You want me to write down the answer? बोलो. एक लिख लेते हैं. Correct. This much you can write. Huh? So I'll just give you the keyword, how to write down. Means how you'll get better marks in exam. लिख लो ना. एक मेरा भी मन कर रहा है. First time I'm teaching this chapter. ठीक है ना. Question number 1. Balance question what we'll do, we'll discuss tomorrow. So once you read all the solution, all the question solution read. If any doubt or we'll discuss only. चलेगा? लिख लो. First. We are doing question number 1. First write down point number A, accounting treatment. This should be proper. There. This write down. The sale transaction of land with a buyback option will be treated as repurchase agreement. Correct? As per Ind AS 115. correct? In case of repurchase agreement, control is not transferred. Control of asset is not transferred immediately, immediately, and therefore such transaction will not be treated as, will not be accounted as sale, and hence and if repurchase price is more than original selling price, it will be treated as financing arrangement. Understood? Infostar Limited should not be recognized the land from financial statement as control is not transferred. However, they should record, they should recognize consideration received as financial liability as per Ind AS 109, and any difference between repurchase price and original selling price will be recognized as an interest expense over the period of contract by using what? By using effective interest rate, by using effective interest rate. Understood? Correct. Then add on point number D. Fundamental principle. We can add on ethic issues, that is fundamental principle. Okay. As required by code of ethics, a professional accountant should comply with what? Fundamental principle. In this situation, following fundamental principle is compromised or violated by CFO, CA in service. Correct. First write down point number A, integrity. Write down CFO intention is not honest. Bas, only this much I will say. Because how much you write down? Understood now? Correct. Then objectivity. Because if you are highlighting integrity, objectivity, they will understand you know everything. Correct. Objectivity. So as accounting, accounting treatment accounting treatment manipulated the profit to increase what? Bonus to director. And hence it is a matter of what? Conflict of interest. Conflict of interest. Point number C, professional behavior if CFO is aware about accounting treatment. If CFO is aware about his accounting treatment, then his action bring what? Discredit to profession, discredit to profession. Point number D, professional competence and due care. Are you able to understand how to write? Means can I say you can easily write in this way. There is no need to some matlab rectify all the solutions. In all solutions you write on this only. Correct? Due care. If CFO is not aware of accounting treatment as per relevant Ind AS, correct? Understood? Then then he has matlab, then automatically he has compromised PCDC if he is not aware. Understood what I am saying? Then after this was point number B, then add on point number C. In the point number B, now you can add on this as a point number A. Better add on point number A, then add on point number B small. Chalega. Point number B, appropriate action. Because this is wrong treatment for the preparation and presentation of financial statement. Correct now? Madam. Under this situation, CFO was required not to give such accounting treatment. As treatment is already recorded correct in the books of account, CFO should take necessary action forward correction. Point number C, misconduct, professional misconduct. Correct. CFO will be held guilty of professional misconduct under what? बताओ? Under clause 1 of part 2 of second schedule of CA Act 1949 if he बोलो बोलो contravenes any provision of act, regulation thereunder, and guidance issued by council. Understood? What was the guidance? बताओ. As per what was the guidance? बोलो. As per the guidance issued by council. Better? As per the बोलो. As per the guidance issued by council. A member of ICAI. A member of ICAI who is employed shall exercise due diligence and shall not be what? Grossly negligent in conduct of his what? Duties. Understood. For the writing you should increase speed. We should be very much speed in writing. And can you see most of the questions writing this only, so there is no memorization, only writing. I will say write all the questions by your own hand before exam. Write 5 to 6 questions by your own. So what will happen? You will increase the speed and you can decrease the time. Have you understood this chapter? Correct. I hope you have understood. What you should do? All the balance questions. We have read 2 questions only, because second question also we have done. So there are, I think, more 8 to 9 questions. Just read it. Just read the solution also. Writing part will be same. Only you need to just think whether which fundamental principle will be compromised. That you recall in your mind, and which clause will come. For CA in practice, so it is clause. CA in service clause 1 only. CA in practice, they can be 5 6. They can be 5 7. They can be 6 7, or they can be 5 6 7, or they can be 8. So that you should conclude. Okay, I think 3 questions they have given for CA in practice. With this much only. Thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Enjoy your remaining day. Bye bye.